Okay, I'd like to invite our next guest up, our next candidate. We're just proud to have these folks running, and that they're here with us tonight. And these folks came a long way. Kristi Risk is here with us tonight. We want to give her a nice welcome too. We're so glad these folks are here. Make sure you get a chance to win a shotgun, okay? And Kristi, thanks for being here with us, okay?
You know why Jim and I get along so well? Because we're both long-winded. So it's really not a good idea to give me a microphone either. But I'm going to try to make it short. Because tonight, what I really want to do, first off, is I want to thank so many of you who stood up and let your voice be heard. I think you'll remember the last time I was here, I was running independent. Tonight when I'm running Republican, because most of you...
Hey, Frank. Thank you.
My chairman said, Kristi, you've got some good people out there that's in this district, and it was really funny because he said, I guess I just didn't really realize that it went beyond Owen County. But he appreciated hearing from the people throughout the district, and I can't thank you enough. Because I didn't even know what was going on. I guess some people kind of conspired and ran their own campaign, and so I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support. I know a lot of it came from here, a lot of it came from the Greencastle area and Clay County and Vigo, so we just really, really appreciate that. Thought I saw a hand go up. I just want to share a couple things real quick. I want to answer the question, the NRA question, because you said you wanted all the candidates. Here, you want to answer the question? No? Okay. Look at that. He's going to come back next time. I just kidding. Yes, I'm a member of the NRA. We were a member for a long. David's always been a member. You see his hat. And I was a member with him for several years, and then I let mine expire, and I redid it a couple of years ago. Got it because we do the Hunters Education up in our county, and so we teach instructing the kids through the Hunters Ed. And so he's actually an NRA instructor, and I'm not an NRA instructor, but I am an NRA member. And let's see, he carries a 9mm 6-hour. You probably got it on you.
Don't know.
No. Don't ask, don't tell. Okay. And I carry a Taurus Pro Limited 9mm. So we are gun owners, and I won't even tell you about the rest of the stuff that we have. So don't ask. Anyways, I just want to really encourage you tonight because there is some very serious things going on in our country. You know that. Some of you have heard me speak, some of you haven't. But our country is seriously in dire distress right now. And we need people to get out. And I'm not just talking about getting out, knocking on the door for the candidates. I'm talking about getting out and alerting people. Because I have been amazed. Today when we came down, we just stopped at a lot of the mom and pop shops. And I actually ran into this one guy, and when we walked out to the car, Dave goes, see, you ran into me in a different form. He was mad. And so when we went to talk about government, because my husband is mad about government right now, but when he and I went to talk about some of the things in government, and he was a veteran, he had valid concerns as a veteran. Do we have any veterans here tonight? Because if we do, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. You need to be honored. You need to be honored because that is a tremendous step for you to take. But he was a veteran, and they really, really ran him through the ringer, and it's just not right what they've done to him. But something that I want to talk to you about is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Constitution. And that is our country as a republic. And I just came from an engagement earlier this afternoon, and I was sharing with the people the difference between a republic and a democracy. And one of the things that I'm very concerned about is, first of all, the students are not being educated in the school about our great Constitution. And second of all, they're not being educated about our nation as a republic. We are a republic form of government. And the difference between a republic and a democracy is that in a republic, we run based on rules. And we make the rules, we make the laws, and we abide by the laws. That's right, rule of law. In a democracy, it's the majority. The majority vote swings, and so you can change back and forth very easily in a democracy. when you hear about us going into Iraq and different places and we're helping them to establish democracy, essentially what we're doing is we're helping them to establish socialism. Because that is the next thing that slides out from democracy. So what I am seeing, what I have been reading in a lot of articles and stuff, is I'll see the word republic and the word democracy, and you'll see those intermingled, and they are not. They are not. And that is a subliminal message. It's a subliminal message in order to get people to associate those two as the same things. And if you're not educated, you won't realize that. Italy has had 7 forms of government in the last 2 years. So, or 200 years, I'm sorry. In the last 200 in the last 200 years, Italy has had 7 forms of government. So it's very easy when things get twisted and our minds get twisted and we begin to assume things are a democracy and we accept them as such to very carefully or very quickly change our form of government. So essentially when we understand that the representatives and the senators, they're not listening to us, that's because they're operating on the form of government that's a democracy. And so in a democracy you don't have to listen to the people because you're not representing the people. You represent the democracy or the majority vote. So it's very important for us to understand that and be educated in that so that we can share that with others, so we can tell people why it is so important that we get involved. I'm a fair tax proponent. I believe that that is essential. And here's the thing, if we elect enough representatives, regardless of who it is, me, Dan, or whoever gets elected, but if they are representatives that are for the fair tax and you get enough of them in there, we can get that fair tax passed. But you're only going to get that passed if you know your candidates and if you vote in a candidate that's for the fair tax. And you got to know that people really want that, and I really want that bad because I had an exchange student who just got to buy all kinds of things and do things, and she really enjoyed the benefits of America, but I know, in fair tax would have caught her too. And here her parents were very wealthy and they're taking advantage of things from our country over in China. And I just thought, hey, if we had that fair tax, you'd be caught in that too. That would just be great. So, and I liked her and everything, but they're just making money off of our country. Let's see, there's a couple other things that I want to address too. The businesses. The small businesses especially. I talked to a lady today who has a little cafe and it was really funny because there was a couple in there from Evansville that had just come from Evansville, and it was so sunny and clear, and we didn't have any snow, and I walked in there and I was talking about sharing with them, what I was doing, and they said, well, we just came from Evansville, they've got 12 or 13 inches of snow, and I was like, what? Tracy was with me, and we're like, oh, great, that's what we're going into, we weren't prepared for that. But I was talking with her, and she was telling me how, she had a food business, and she was talking about the regulations and the tax, and she's a single mom, and she's trying to make a living through her business and stuff. And what we're doing essentially in government, and I say we because we're the ones who voted the people in that are there right now. But essentially what we're doing is we're snuffing out the small businesses, and I think that's pretty much their goal. Get rid of the small businesses, go full corporate, take away the middleman's ability to own the business and make a buck. And then we're all relying upon the government. So we need to cut that capital gains tax. We need to provide incentives like Dan was talking. It's very important to incentivize for our small businesses.